I'm in the car with my team. We're on the way back from Rochester, where we got to spend the morning with Commissioner Lucero and then did some tours. We actually had 5 stops today. At the first stop, it was a meeting with leaders from Olmsted County, the city, Mayo, the Rochester Area Foundation. What I really took away from that conversation is a couple things. One is that the leaders in Olmsted County know they need more housing. And second is that they are working together very collaboratively. They're investing money and they're trying to find ways to make it easier for the folks who are doing housing to ask them collectively to fund things. So that was really great. It was great to see how they're working together. One of the things I learned was that in Olmsted County there are only 6 homes for sale right now at $150,000 or below. So that's what's happened to the housing market down in Rochester. The second meeting was a community listening session with over 50 people who definitely know that we need more housing. And there were many people in that room that were living it. I heard such a broad range of concerns. People talked about building costs and codes, accessibility issues. People talked about homelessness. They talked about eviction. There was a woman from Smurls who talked about sitting in housing court, and that 95% of the families that were going through evictions, they were there for non-payment of rent. I mean, this isn't about the fact that families don't earn enough money to be able to pay the rent.
Nobody had housing for that amount, or there was just no one doing Section 8, for the rental part that I did have enough for. So it was a challenge.
The numbers that we had to turn away last year for folks that are re-entering from prison or adult detention center is somewhere in the neighborhood of 45 families we had to turn away because we didn't have the housing capacity.
But we need to really get serious about aging in place, temporary and permanent disabilities. If we don't start now, we're going to be spending millions for the next ever rehabbing freaking homes.
The thing I'm asking of you is you showed up here today because you care. Just pick up the phone and call your state senator and call your representative in the House and simply say, we need more housing. We need more housing in every corner of the state for people at all income levels. And now's the time to invest because we're behind. And I feel it in my community. I feel it around seeing where people can afford to live. I feel it in the conversations that we're having. So my commitment to you is to remain in dialogue on these things, even if there are times that we don't agree. But my ask of you is that you make 2 phone calls.
We have 4 years of a lot of work, and I just will emphasize what Commissioner Ho said at the beginning, which is your voice is so important to every single part of this process. This really is a budget process right now. We have big dreams of a beautiful Minnesota, and we do need some support to make that happen. The governor and lieutenant governor have good proposals in for our agencies, and your support and calls would be very much appreciated. We're always available to have conversations. So thank you so much for inviting me and having me here. I look forward to coming back.
The third stop today was to see Three Rivers Community Action. They do such a wide array of amazing things there. We were there specifically to meet the team and the staff, Abdi and Ojoy, who do home ownership counseling. I got to meet 2 families that recently bought homes because of their work with Three Rivers, but also the support that they get from Minnesota Housing. It really was amazing. I mean, one family had bought their home just back in November, and then another family, they were there with their 2 kids. They just got their home last week, and you could see how much it meant to them. I mean, I was just so excited to see how much it meant to them to have their own home.
It is way improving. Like I can, like every day, I just measure the happiness of my kids, and I feel there is way upgrade from before and now, and I feel like I'm on the right track now.
Our 4th stop was at Gage East. This is a really unique supportive housing project because it has, on one side, youth ages 16 to 24, and on the other side it had families with kids. They told me that they have 35 kids that are age 5 and under. I mean, it's a really great Housing First project. Got a chance to talk with one of the moms there. I think visiting the children's space, it just really made clear how important that community space is, and especially the space for children. These are young kids, infants, toddlers, who have been through a lot of trauma, and they just need that extra care and support while their families are getting reestablished. So that was really powerful, and I'm so glad that we were able to stop there.
The need here in Rochester is big. It's huge, it's growing. As the housing market, as the affordability issue, more and more people are getting pushed out, and the homeless population is just growing with a 1 or 2% unemployment rate. So people are working and homeless.
Our last stop today was at Bear Creek Christian Church. I met this great woman named Allie from Zumbro Ridge Co-op. That's a manufactured home community where the residents bought the land from the owner, and Allie is volunteering to make the place safer for kids, to get more affordable units on the lot and fix up the ones they have. She's incredible. We also met with Jeff and Aaron. This is a Crossroads College campus. It's a Bible college that closed. They've taken the dormitories and made incredibly affordable housing for large immigrant families, for people coming out of corrections, people in recovery. And it's just some of the most affordable housing. 150 people live there, all without state money. Just incredible work.
Most developers who saw this property saw liabilities everywhere with old buildings, and they thought about pushing stuff over, starting over from scratch. And our philosophy was to look at every square foot and figure out there must be a use, a marketable use that can meet a need, but can also pay the bills. And I think that approach has helped us get creative for finding spaces that could be renovated without lots of money maybe, but done well and done clean and safe and presentable, and eventually very nice.
You know, my big takeaways from today are, one, we need more housing. I'm just hearing it everywhere I go, everybody I talk to all over the state. But the thing that I think that just really struck me in each of the conversations was when you talk to families who either they've been homeless and they've moved into supportive housing, or they have one of these affordable rental units, or these families that are buying their first home, they just told us stories about their kids, like coming home from school and saying, "This is my home." And that was really powerful today. Great visit.